All right, here we are, new Sage Sonic, giving these a test drive today. I've got in front there, that's a 590 that I'm going to take out fishing quite a bit over the next several days. 490, and in the back is 690. I'm going to cast each one of these with a couple of different lines and then give you my summary. But let's take a look at the finish of these rods. They have a fine finish. Very lightweight overall feel. This is an extremely high quality rod. I think what's most impressive is just the quality of the wraps, the finish, everything about this rod speaks to quality. It deserves to be in the conversation for any rod purchase, regardless of price. But the fact that this one comes in with this kind of finish and performance at sub $600 is pretty outstanding. It does feature kinetic technology like the Sage X as well, and formerly the Sage 1, the Sage Igniter, and the Trout LL, which some of those are kinetic HD, but this does feature kinetic technology, which results in an extremely straight and accurate cast, which I've experienced so far. So I'm going to give these a test run and tell you what lines I like and a little bit about each one. All right, so I have the number 4 here. I've cast this rod with 2 different lines. One thing I will tell you about the 490, I'm going to start with the lightest and work the heaviest. This is a very high performance rod. It is a true fast action rod. You're going to have a short casting stroke. It's a very quick cadence. So this is not like your Trout LL rod at all from Sage. The line I like for this, if you want to feel the rod bend, a RIO Grand is a really good choice for this. What's deceiving about this rod is you don't feel it bend a lot, like in your false cast, and you don't really get a lot of feel, back out of the rod into your hand, like as far as flex. But when you look at the spots you hit, the visual assessment you get is like it hits the spot exactly on every time. I might not feel the cast that much in this one, but my goodness, it hits the spot. So if you want to feel the rod load, RIO Grand, anybody can cast this rod with a RIO Grand. If you want to have like sniper level control with dry flies at ranges inside 50 or 60 feet, a RIO Gold would be an excellent choice on this rod. Okay, so I'm on to the 5-weight now, which I'm going to take out and I'm going to fish all week this week, and I'm going to test it with streamers, nymphs, and dry droppers and the sort. But one thing about this rod, it has an unbelievable amount of line speed. I mean, I'm leaning on that rod right there, and it is taking every bit that I'm going to give it. So in comparison to like the Sage X, for instance, the Sage X to me is a rod that probably plays at close range a little bit better than this 5-weight. But if you want to develop line speed, tight loops, and throw into wind, I just can't believe how much line this thing will eat up. So tight loop control, true fast action rod. If you want to be able to reach out and touch things at great distance with great loop control, consider a RIO Technical Trout fly line on this one. That's going to be your best 50 to 60 foot control line. A RIO Gold is great for work that's primarily dry fly fishing at a little bit closer ranges. But if you really need to feel that rod flex, be thinking a RIO Grand or RIO Perception to add a little bit more line weight in here. I'm casting it with a true to line weight RIO Gold, and for my quick, short, aggressive stroke, that's an excellent choice, is that RIO Gold for this. Okay, so I'm casting the 6-weight now. Distance with this rod, not a problem. Great streamer rod, great big fly rod. You could take this all sorts of destinations around the earth and be very, very happy with it. I'm casting the RIO Technical Trout on this one. It just happens to be the line that it likes for distance control and measuring a cast. I can false cast with this thing, and I can hold a great loop even out there 50 and 60 feet with this setup. And yes, I'm an experienced caster, but I also know when setups get sloppy, and this is a great match here. One thing I want to mention about the 6-weight is this is also available in what they call a 691. So if you're going to be fishing for larger rainbows, larger trout where you want a fighting butt, you can get this 6-weight with a fighting butt on it. You can also get it in 9.5 foot versions in both the 5-weight and the 6-weight.
So if you want to increase your reach for lake fishing, for beach fishing, for mending and high sticking and bigger water scenarios, just keep in mind that the Sonic's available in a large variety of different rod weights and lengths. So keep in mind that you have the option of getting some longer rides here. But as far as performance goes, not a problem. The 6-weight's going to pitch streamers. It's going to pitch big indicators, sink tips with no complaint. It is a very high performance rod. It deserves to be in the conversation with any fast action rod on the market today.